Welcome to Voices of Impact, a show where dreams meet action and change makers unite. We are your co-hosts, Brad and Kathy Lambert of KBL Impact Partners. You can find us locally in your city on My Genre Radio FM, Monday through Fridays at 2 p.m. Central. Also, we are televised on Valuable Television Network at 4 p.m. Central and Urban Core Television at 3 p.m. Central. You can find all 100 plus stations on A2 Media under radio and television tabs.
We are so excited to be with you today, and our special guest is Leslie Scheuler. Leslie currently serves as Director of Development for STL Youth Jobs that provides job readiness training and paid employment for young people from high poverty, high crime neighborhoods in St. Louis. Leslie has an MSW and PhD from Washington University and has worked extensively as an external evaluation consultant and grant writer specializing in federal grants for nonprofits for more than 30 years. Some of her accomplishments include serving as a principal investigator for studies funded by the U.S. Department of State, Department of Agriculture. She has written many successful grant proposals that were funded by the U.S. Departments of Labor, Justice, Health and Human Services, along with other state and municipal governments. On a personal note, Brad and I have known Leslie for many years. Through her efforts, our previous nonprofit, Connections to Success, has received millions of dollars in federal and state grant awards, from which we owe her a huge debt of gratitude. When we come back, we will be joined by Leslie Scheuler.
Leslie, thanks for being here today. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's
and
so
I'm really
great.
excited to be here.
Well, we're so
talking to you
excited to
guys.
have you here.
Yes.
Tell us about STL Youth Jobs and your responsibilities as a development director.
You bet. So STL Youth Jobs, as you mentioned in the introduction, provides job readiness training, financial education and empowerment, and paid job placements, along with professional development and mentoring to youth ages 14 to 24 from high poverty, high crime neighborhoods in St. Louis.
Awesome.
Yes, and my duties as a director of development include overseeing all our grants management, doing new prospecting for corporate foundation and individual donors, developing the annual evaluation plan and the strategies we need to meet our goals in all the different areas of giving, and some grant writing and managing our fundraising campaigns.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So STL, the Youth Jobs, has been around for a long time.
Yes.
But you joined them not too long ago. What
That's right.
attracted you to become a part of the organization?
Well, first of all, I really believe in what STL Youth Jobs does. I think that every young person who wants to work should have a positive first work experience. And that's regardless of where they live, regardless of who their parents are, and that they deserve the same opportunities, the same level of opportunities that their more advantaged peers get. And I happen to be an evaluation consultant for STL Youth Jobs for a really long time before I joined them. So I was privileged to see their positive outcomes year after year. Yes,
yeah.
I know them, and with
you can see them grow probably too in those 10 years,
absolutely
right? Shift and change.
They more than quadrupled in size over the years I was working with them. And they used their evaluation data so carefully to plan for program improvements and program expansion.
Now, are they a government entity or are they?
No, we are a nonprofit. We were started by a coalition of community organizations that then St. Louis Mayor Francis Slay pulled together to address the problem of youth violence in the city.
Know that.
I didn't know that
Yes,
either.
and so we were very fortunate to have been started by a group of funders, the city of St. Louis, even though now we work in the county as well, and faith leaders and other nonprofits, so that we had that level of community support and community buy-in from the beginning. And I think that's what has been,
And that's huge.
it is, and that has been responsible for a lot of our growth and expansion.
So then is that where you find your participants, or how do they find out about you? How do the youth get connected with you?
Right. Well, we do outreach with all the schools, and we serve middle school students with the career exploration and pre-employment training. And so at the middle schools and high schools, so the middle schools and high schools know about us. And we have been around for a long time, and we always have about 5 times the number of youth apply than we have spots for. So
you have a list.
we have a good reputation.
Yeah.
We have parents that call to make sure their children have applied. So we're really fortunate to be known in the community.
So do you have
that we
different
serve.
locations, or?
No, well, we have about 200 different job sites across mostly the city and North County and Mid County. And then, but we have one office and then 4 youth serving partners who provide job coaching and mentoring, as well as other youth supports that address barriers to employment, and they also manage payroll and do some other things that make our work possible.
That's amazing. And so how many youth do you serve a year?
Yes, 400. It's
400.
been about 400 for the past several years in our summer programs.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes.
So
but
they're
that's
earning-
that's still not enough,
Right.
of
Oh,
course.
sure,
But
sure.
400.
So
yes.
they're earning a wage during
That's
the
right.
summer, is that correct?
That's right.
And the ages again are 14 to 21?
Yes, 14 and 15-year-olds get a stipend for attending their training and showing up on time. So it's a little bit of pre-employment
Right.
training, but they do get
Yeah.
a stipend, and then they're able to take career assessments, do some exploration into sectors that they're interested in.
Oh,
and then
that's
they
great.
also get exposure to local employers through site visits, informational interviews, and things like that. And then we serve high school students of all ages, and a lot of our students come back year after year. And then we also serve out-of-school youth. So some of those are disconnected from the education and employment system.
So those are the youth that may have dropped out of school, is that when you?
That's right.
What you mean by that?
And we don't
Okay.
have a lot of those, but we do have, people up to age 24.
Sure.
And then we also have participants who are going to community college or university and come back to work during the summer.
So what are the different sectors that you mentioned about, that they can maybe work in different sectors that they're interested in?
Yes, yes. So we have some media work placements.
Really?
And young people work with magazines and with art agencies and graphics agencies, all the way to the VA hospital and Affinia Healthcare and BJC.
Oh my goodness.
To banks, to many offices in the city of St. Louis. For example, the circuit, I don't want to say the city turkey office, I'll say the circuit attorney's office.
Right.
And the treasurer's office and
Yeah.
some other things like that. So we're very fortunate to have a lot of employers who have partnered with us over the years.
That's incredible.
Now, do the 14 and 15-year-olds that come in and get the career assessments and get the stipend during their training, are they automatically then able to come back when they're 16 for the job, or how does that, or do they have to reapply?
Unfortunately, they have to reapply.
Okay.
And so, and although they may have a better idea of what they want to do and where they want to work, which might make their employment experience more meaningful perhaps.
Right.
But we have, because of the demand and that we only have a certain number of slots to fill, we do enroll on a first come, first served
Okay.
basis.
So is this with your organization, if you look across the country, are there other programs like this across the country?
Yes, and some of those were researched before the program model was established.
Oh, okay.
So the community coalition that started STL Youth Jobs did a lot of work interviewing people from other communities. I know Boston has a similar program, and Chicago has a good youth employment program. And so they did their homework and we're still learning about best practices
Sure.
in workforce development among youth.
Right.
To expand programming and to reach people.
Better
and
equip them to be
that's
successful.
Right. That's right.
Absolutely. So is it primarily temporary summer jobs, or do you help them with full-time placement if they're out of high school, or both?
Right. So for the time being, we mostly provide summer employment,
Okay.
temporary summer employment. But it is our hope that many of the employers hire their youth if they're out of school,
Right.
or if they're still in school, give them part-time positions or
Sure.
part-time
Right.
work. So some youth get to extend with their employers beyond what's subsidized by STL Youth Jobs.
Yeah.
But we are in the planning phases of a 3-year career institute that would.
That sounds
That's
exciting.
fascinating.
Yes, we're working with a local funder to develop the model, and we're doing a lot of research and building new contacts. And the 3-year program will be for young people who are interested in high-need industries.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what are some of those high-need industries?
The first sector that we're going to focus on is healthcare, because as
Yeah.
you know, there's a great need for
Huge need.
nurses and technicians and doctors. And so the Career Institute will be a 3-year experience for high school students to prepare them for post-secondary
Sure,
work.
sure. Well, we want to talk about that
Yes.
more in the
Yes.
coming segment.
Right.
That's very exciting. That's the first we're hearing of this, and great job. I'm sure you've got a lot on your plate to
I'm
get
really
that ready
excited
to
about
go.
it.
We are going to pause right now for a short break, and we are Voices of Impact, and we'll be right back.
Join our Frame Up for Funding program, the 12-week accelerator by KBL Impact Partners. This proven program has helped nonprofits raise millions of new dollars by mastering donor engagement, board development, and funded programs. With only 10 organizations per cohort, you'll get personalized coaching and a clear, achievable funding roadmap to drive success. If you're ready for an explosive 2025, please schedule a meeting with us through our website at kblimpactpartners.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Welcome back to Voices of Impact, and our guest today is Leslie Scheuler. Leslie, when we closed the last session, you were talking a little bit about this 3-year career training program. Anything else briefly you can share about that to continue to whet our appetites before we go on?
Absolutely. Now, this will be a year-round program
Okay.
with job placements in the healthcare industry in the summers. And then they will also be working with year-round both a career coach that has, specializes in knowing them personally and what their skills and interests and preferences are.
This is exciting.
And then
Really
they also
exciting,
work
yeah.
on an ongoing basis with an industry mentor who can
Oh my
share
goodness.
in their track that they're interested
Right.
in. Because there are so many things you can be in
Right.
the
Oh,
yeah.
healthcare, from everything from technicians,
So many different jobs.
yes, to physicians.
Right. So they'll have like a plan, like almost like a career ladder, right?
Yes, that's
That
right.
They'll be able to, they start here, but maybe they'll find out that they're really interested in radiology and want to
That's
be a
right.
radiology tech.
That's right.
So I love this.
And the other thing we will be doing is matching them with community-based training programs, whether it's at the St. Louis Community College or an internship at BJC,
Yeah.
or some of the trainings offered by the Red Cross, so that they start building up certifications that may get them a little further ahead
Okay.
when they finally enter the job market full-time.
I
Right.
love
We
this.
will also have a CNA opportunities for training to be certified nurse assistants.
Isn't
That's
that
awesome.
This is amazing.
It really, yes,
and
yes.
very exciting.
We are very excited about it, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go back to the enrollment process. If somebody's interested in getting in your program, what's the enrollment process? What are sort of the eligibility criteria? I assume you have criteria to get selected. How does all that work?
Right. So the enrollment process opens in March, and it's an online application that asks about, of course, their demographic characteristics, a little bit about their background and their academic status, and asks them what their career interests, job interests and preferences are. And then that we also, for eligibility, it's students from targeted neighborhoods
Okay.
in St. Louis
Yes.
and the county. And then also just through an interview that they're ready to work, that they mean business. They're not just doing this because someone told them they had to do it,
Right.
but that they're
Right.
really motivated to start their work experiences or repeat experiences with new employers that expose them to different fields.
I just love this because I think so many times it's that exposure piece, right?
Yes, it
that
really
they don't
is.
know
Yes.
because they haven't been exposed.
That's right.
And so this is beautiful.
Yeah, and then, so many of our youth, so many of our employers provide references for youth for their next jobs. Or again, we always love it when one of our employer partners hires one of their workers on a full-time, permanent,
Love this.
or full-time, part-time, or an ongoing basis.
And you mentioned schools earlier. I assume you get a lot of referrals through
Yes,
the schools.
absolutely.
And you partner with certain schools throughout the city.
Yes, we do the outreach with the different schools in the city and in the county,
Okay.
in North County.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before they start their job placement, then you had mentioned before, I think, too, about soft skills.
Yes, yes.
So do they get soft skills training? What does that look like?
Yes, so the job readiness training focuses a lot on communication in the workplace, behaviors and attitudes that display a positive work ethic, a lot of communication, just basic communication about following up with people, sending them thank you notes, if they have an interview with someone who could join their professional networks. And we
Right.
train them how to build those networks. And then we also work on interviewing skills, and including through the mock interview event we have, which is an all-day event with a lot of local employers. And so they have that opportunity
It's really a lot of that personal and professional
Yeah.
development that
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
we
Self-confidence.
did at our previous organization.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We work a lot on building their self-confidence.
Right.
Yes.
So that they're ready to go apply for work
Yes.
in other places when they complete their experience with us.
Oh, I think that's just amazing.
Now, do you have different community partners that come in and do the soft skills training, or do you have
Yes.
staff that do a lot of that, or
Yes.
how do those services get accomplished?
So the four partners we have, which includes the Urban League, Fathers and Family Support Center, Guardian Angels Settlement, and St. Louis Internship Program.
Okay.
They all have specialized training programs that that align with our model of
Great.
what's important, and research-based, evidence-based
Right.
practices. And so they hire, a lot of times it's their full-time staff that do this for the summer as job coaches, and they work on an ongoing basis with both the youth to make sure their employment experiences are positive as well as maintain communication with the employers for any problem solving that may need to be done. They also function a bit like case managers.
Yeah.
So if a youth has a specific healthcare need or housing, they need housing assistance.
So they help them with that.
Yes, as well
Which is
as a lot of
huge.
help with transportation. So that's
Which is
one
a
of the
huge issue.
It's that whole
Absolutely.
wraparound
And
support
I-
system.
And
That's
I think
right.
everywhere almost, transportation is really an issue.
Yes, yes. And, you know, we could have so many more employer partners in the county if we had reliable public transportation.
Right.
So, and
So-
in the absence of that, you know, we stay
Sure.
we stay mostly in the city and North
And
County.
then do you help them with, I'm probably getting into the details too much.
Oh, that's okay.
But do you help them then with the bus passes?
Yes.
Or
Bus
okay.
passes and
what about
other
like
strategies
Uber?
as
Because I've heard
needed.
of other things, you know,
Yes.
other opportunities like Uber and Lyft and.
And we don't have formal mechanisms for matching them with
Right.
that type of transportation, but in some cases that, yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We do provide that.
Because that's such a barrier.
Exactly. And then we also encourage youth to save money from their earnings.
Oh, you
and we have a
do?
match savings program with the St. Louis Community Credit Union. They're a wonderful partner of ours.
Wow.
And so some kids, you know, save up to $3,000 during
Oh my
the summer
goodness.
with
So
the
is there a
match.
minimum amount that they put in or?
You know, that's something I would have to ask a program person about.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a minimum. I think as long as the money's in their savings account,
Yeah.
it will be matched.
I love that.
Yeah, and so some of them, when we ask them if they have plans for their savings or you know, what they're saving for, a lot of them say cars
Oh, yeah.
or gas money, you know,
Right,
that kind of
right.
thing.
Right. I mean,
Now,
that's
go ahead.
key. No, go ahead.
Are you able to provide any types of vocational training, or is that from the employer mainly?
A lot of that is from the employer.
Okay.
So our skills training is mostly focused on soft skills and basic workplace skills.
Sure.
And then the vocational training is often offered by our employers. Like one of our partners, employer partners, is Dream Builders for Equity.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they provide
Yeah.
on-the-job training in
I love that.
construction and the
Yes.
trades and in the real estate industry. They are a wonderfully productive partner of ours.
I love
Your
this.
job is to prepare them with those soft skills so
Yes.
they'll be there on time, they'll communicate with their supervisor.
That's right.
The things that employers scream about the most.
Absolutely, and have good, positive attitudes,
Right, I
work
love
well
it.
with others. you
Right.
know.
Right.
So would you share with us before we take a break real quick with your website
Yes,
in case anyone would like to get a hold of you?
absolutely. So our website is stlyouthjobs.org. And what else did you want me to share?
I think just how to get a hold of you. Yeah.
And how to get a hold of me? Yes, my email is linked on the website. There's a page where we have our staff, our team members listed, and it's a simple email address, leslie@stlyouthjobs.org.
Wonderful. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Okay, this organization is doing such great things in the community. And,
Yes.
we're just happy to have you here. We are now going to pause for another short break, and we are Voices of Impact, and we will return shortly.
Hey, nonprofit leaders. Brad and I know that your time is valuable, and so is the work that you do. That's why we've created mini courses for nonprofit organizations that get straight to the point.
That's right. Each of our mini courses takes 30 minutes or less and dives into topics like building your budget, creating a fund development plan, writing successful grant applications, and having meaningful donor conversations. Perfect for busy leaders who want real results fast.
So head over to kblimpactpartners.com to learn more.
Start making a bigger impact and raising more money today. Welcome back to Voices of Impact, and our guest today is Leslie Scheuler.
Leslie, so how do you match students with employers?
Yes, It's a pretty arduous process. Students express their interests and any skills, workplace-based skills they have on their applications. And then we have a cadre of hundreds of employers, but not all of them can take interns every summer. So then, but the employers fill out an application and say how many youth they would like to work with over the summer.
Wow.
And then we work in matching youth with placements that hopefully align with their top interests and preferences.
Oh, that's great.
In many cases, this involves recruiting some new employers in any industry where we fall short of what youth are hoping to experience.
Right.
So it's an intensive experience, and our program staff who do that, it's like long days.
Well, I was just going to
Yeah.
say,
I
like,
bet.
how soon are they able to do that before they become, like,
Right. It's between March and June
Okay.
when that process and additional employment placements, communications with employers takes place.
okay.
So toward the end of May, beginning of June is when the programs start.
And so when they start that employment, you all continue with them with a job coach.
That's right.
And then they have a coach that basically also a mentor at that job site. Is that right?
No,
Or is that...
well, they have a supervisor
Okay.
who also provides mentoring. It's wonderful because our employers know that, hey, these young people have
Right.
supports, and there are ways that we can address weaknesses in worker behaviors or whatever
Right.
skills, whatever. So they are primed to provide that extra personal touch
Love it.
with youth, especially those who are doing their first work placement.
Right.
So they are real
So-
partners in this process, not just an
Absolutely.
employer.
Absolutely.
So do you have a story that you could share with us of a youth that has gone through this program and what they've gone on, or can share something of their experience?
Sure. Well, in our last year-end campaign, we featured a young man who had worked with us for several summers, and his final placement before moving on was with Dream Builders for Equity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he is now a junior. I guess he'll be a rising senior at Washington U.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and he's going, let's see, I can't remember if his major is architecture or something else, but he just really credits the experience with both STL Youth Jobs and Dream Builders for Equity with getting him where he is today.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
I love hearing
Great
this.
success story.
We also
Yes.
had another young man, and I'm probably going to mess up all the details. But anyway, he went through our programs, got a full-time job in media, and now lives in New York and
What?
works for corporate. Yeah,
Oh,
the
my
corporate office.
goodness.
Yes. So we just have lots of stories like that. And then we also, we don't do long-term evaluation right now, but we're changing that.
Oh, that's great. Well, of course you are.
Yes, that's right.
Of
Outcomes
course
are
you
so
are.
important, and long-term impact.
That's
You gotta
right.
have the
Gotta have
data.
outcomes,
That's
guys.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so we're working with a local consulting organization, research firm, the Center for Civic Innovation and Research.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, and they're doing a 10-year retrospective study of our alumni and
Oh,
their
that's great.
employment and financial trajectories since they completed their last program
Fantastic.
with us.
I love that. That's
Yes.
so important to be tracking
Yes.
all of that longevity, right?
Yes. So we do a lot of evaluation of the skills that they build and what they, other things they get from the program at the end of each program cycle. So we do just gather a lot of data on short-term outcomes.
Sure.
And we do know that a lot of our employers, more than 88% or more of our employers each year say that their young people are ready are job ready for another
That's a great
work
stat.
placement.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what is that percent again?
It's really high. It's like
Yeah.
88%.
I mean, that's huge.
Yes.
And so that's when you share that, and then you talk about you serve over 400 youth a year.
Yes.
That's phenomenal statistic.
Yes. Yes. We are very fortunate.
You know,
And it speaks to the quality of our of what our partners provide
Right.
and what that original program model was that was developed when we were founded.
you know, and I think about, and I'm probably like off a little bit, not really off topic, but I think that, you know, when we look at our cities across the country
Yes.
and we look at violence
Yes.
and youth,
Yes.
that I really get kind of emotional about this because I
Yes.
really believe it's programs like this
Yes.
that is the answer.
Absolutely.
And giving hope, but you're giving opportunity and providing
Yes.
that pathway.
Yes, and giving people opportunities and second chances.
Yes.
If they haven't done well in the semester at school or whatever, or they have other things
Right.
that they're dealing with, that this provides. I was at a Let's Build Hope workshop yesterday.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
thinking it gives them hope
Yes.
and shows them a lot of different ways they can be in the world
Right.
Right.
and achieve that economic stability.
Absolutely,
Yes.
it does. So there's an organization in California that is
Homeboy Industries.
Homeboy Industries.
Yes.
And their slogan of what the work that they do for youth is nothing stops a bullet like a job.
Yes, I
Isn't that
wholeheartedly
great?
believe that.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing
yes,
stops a bullet like a job.
Yes.
And so what you all are doing is making such a huge impact.
Right.
And giving hope, and you're giving opportunity, and there needs to be more of that, and bringing together the collaboration that you have,
Absolutely.
and really taking a look at how this can make that impact with employers, which is economic development, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then also the violence aspect. That's what I always think about, of how to really help that violence. Because I just believe, you know, youth, they don't know what they don't know.
That's right.
And that it goes back to that experience.
And young people are thinking about money, and
Right.
and they have to find
Right.
a way to achieve
You're
that. And it's
exactly
not
right.
always in the ways we would like them to do that,
Yeah.
but it's the only option they see available in
They don't
their
have
in the
hope.
neighborhood where they live.
Right.
So that's
Right.
a really important part, is just showing them how many, maybe they have, you know, a lot of untapped skills and talents that they didn't know
Right.
that they had.
Right.
And a lot of our youth tell us they've learned to express themselves better
Right.
and to be able to present themselves with more confidence, and that they're more confident about the future and about their preparation for a long-term career.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, we got about a minute to go here. Leslie, you have an extensive background as a project evaluator. You're now director of development. How have those skills transferred from one position to another?
Yes, well, it's something we already talked about, which is outcomes
Yeah,
and data.
right.
So
Data.
That's right. That's right. And that both being very accurate about how many people we serve and
Right.
what we provide, and providing figures to back that up, as well as those metrics on important outcomes that funders are interested in, that we are interested in, and that is
Right.
one way that I use my evaluation skills.
I love
For
it.
you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know we're going to get into this more in the next set, but funding challenges.
Yes.
Government funding. We'll talk about that more in the next set.
Perfect.
And let's go ahead and pause for another break. And we are Voices of Impact. And our guest today is the one and only Leslie
That's
Scheuler,
right.
who is the Director of Development of STL Youth Jobs. And we will be right back with Leslie.
Nonprofit leaders, do you want expert insights to grow your impact? Subscribe today to the KBL Impact Partners YouTube channel. You will receive powerful fundraising strategies, leadership tips, and exclusive content from Voices of Impact, the show that spotlights changemakers just like you. Don't miss an episode. Get the tools, inspiration, and the expert advice to raise more and do more for your mission. Subscribe now at youtube.com/@KBL Impact Partners and start transforming your nonprofit today. Welcome back to Voices of Impact. We are here with our special guest, Leslie Scheuler. So Leslie, right before we took our break, we were talking about some of the outcomes and what your funders and how they've been excited. And what about the employers? What has been their reaction to your program?
Well, we have, we have hundreds of employers that have partnered with us, and they appreciate the extra help. Right. A lot of them are very community oriented anyway, so they want to do something to help to serve the community. So we have a lot of small businesses, and so it is a help to them to have the extra help. And we do have partnerships with a lot of employers in which they pay a portion of their youth wages, but otherwise we raise the money to pay the youth.
So you subsidize
the
the wage.
service.
Okay.
That's right.
Wow.
Okay.
So we are providing a service to a lot of employers.
Yes, you are.
Who are happy to have the extra help.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's huge.
Yes.
And then they're able to provide that extra support and supervision on their side.
That's right.
To help bring that person along.
That's right. And if there's an issue, they know they can call us to help address that issue.
So have the reductions in government funding had any impact on your
Not
organization?
Not yet. So our government funding comes through the city of St. Louis. And so we know that a lot of the money and they provide 40%. That accounts for 40% of our funding right now.
And then you need to raise the rest of the funding.
That's right.
Wow,
That's
okay.
right. And so things are good for this year, but we have no idea what's on the horizon for 2026.
So that 40% could be in jeopardy in the next fiscal year, perhaps.
Because many of those funds are channeled, have federal funding that they pass along to better the community.
So how are you facing some of these challenges?
We are trying to expand areas where we've been weak in the past. We've been really fortunate to enjoy corporate and foundation support. Some of our funders that helped start the organization are still with us.
Wow.
Which is amazing. And then we're also trying to further develop our revenue generation with employers, knowing that in order to serve more people, we will likely need more support from the businesses that hire our youth. But we don't want that to make it a hindrance to providing meaningful experiences. The other thing we're doing is, while we're very strong on corporate and foundation support and with these contracts with the city, we haven't done as well as other organizations in beefing up our individual giving.
Yes.
And as you know, that brings in the money for operating costs and for those things that may be hard to get funding for. So we are really working hard to increase our cultivation and relationships with individual and major donors.
Sure.
Which I think is amazing. And with your partnerships with other companies and with their employees, and many companies will have matching employee gift programs.
That's right.
So
That's
really
right.
those employees can become your individual donors.
Yes,
right?
And we have a major corporation now that we're part of their employee giving program.
Oh, excellent.
And we get monthly checks from
Love
their
it.
employment giving, and it's significant.
Oh,
It's a
that's
significant part of the donations we receive.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Leslie, one of the things, and you know this, that we stress with a lot of the nonprofits that go through our training, particularly those that are new and sort of in the startup mode,
Yes.
is the significance of data collection and reporting outcomes.
Yeah.
That's right.
You have to be able to show your donors that you're
That's
having
right.
an impact.
Yes.
Yes.
Stress that a little bit more for us, would you?
Yes, and you know, one of the things that we face is that in our offices, there are not youth in our offices.
Right.
It can be hard to show people what we do.
Right.
So, but we do provide site visits for those who are interested and those we can recruit to go to work sites and see youth in action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I think there are other organizations that still are of the mindset that outcomes are just about satisfying a funder.
Right.
And they're not using that data to really help them assess their own performance and how to improve.
That's right. And the clients, the evaluation clients I appreciated the most, and this included Connections to Success, were those who used their data and went over it with a fine-tooth comb to say, is this where we want to be? Do we need to improve, change, expand?
Exactly.
What's the right action based on this data?
And I mean, that's so key.
Yes.
Because so many organizations keep doing what they've always done.
Yes, that's right.
And it's like the saying, right? If you keep doing what you've always been doing and expecting different outcomes,
Yes.
definition
yes.
of insanity, right?
And part of our donor cultivation and just building relationships with our funders is that we have regular conversations,
I love
face-to-face
that.
conversations with our funders, both new, prospective, and long-term, and just to make sure that we are aligning with their highest priorities and able to provide the data that they're interested in. And you know,
Exactly.
I had one foundation person tell me that she's surprised at the number of applications that don't have numbers of how many people are served and how intensive the service is. Like you can serve 400 youth during a summer, but is that once a week?
Right.
Is it
Right.
daily? You know,
Yeah.
what is the dose? I almost said the dope. What is the dose of the service?
Sure.
And, you know, are you good stewards of their money by being accountable for the numbers you served, what you provide in addition to the outcomes?
Right.
And a great statistic that I mentioned in all of our classes is that 58% of donors say they would give more if they knew the impact
Right.
of their donations.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we're so excited about the CCRI partnership we have now to look at our long-term impact.
Right.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Absolutely love that. So in a video on your website, it states that 41% of employers struggle to fill jobs
Yes.
with qualified candidates,
Yes.
and only a third of youth are able to find jobs.
Yes.
So there seems to be like a huge market for what you're doing.
Absolutely. There is a gap between youth who want to work and what employers are typically able
Yeah.
to source. So when some employers might be reluctant to serve youth, young people, or to employ young people, but knowing that they have supports behind them makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to help fill that gap.
So I have a question for you in
Yes.
regard to your employers.
Yes.
So are your employers also, are they part of, of your donors?
In some cases, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Some of our employers take a large number of youth
Uh-huh.
and provide a share of their wages. But others, like small businesses that provide great experiences where youth get to do many different things, they are stretched to,
Right.
and probably would not hire our young people if they didn't have
And that's probably more
subsidized.
of a small business.
Yes,
Is that
that's
probably
right.
what you're gearing towards?
That's right.
Any special events or fundraisers coming up that you want to share with us? Or?
Well, right now, one of the things we're doing to try to increase major gifts is for the first time the organization has been approved to award state tax credits at
Oh, yeah.
50%
That's huge.
of their
Yes.
donation
Yes.
through
Yes.
the state of Missouri's Youth Opportunities
the YOP
Program.
credits they're
I
known
mean,
The
as.
YOP
yes,
credits.
Yes.
So we are in the middle of a big push in letting people out there know, and this includes businesses, professional firms,
Oh my goodness.
banks, that we
Beautiful.
have, financial planners, that we have these credits available, and that we are hoping that it will significantly boost our ability to attract new donors and
Love
to
it.
bring some of our others up the giving ladder.
I
We
think
are
that's-
just about out of time.
Yes, website.
Your website one more
Yes.
time.
stlyouthjobs.org.
STLYouthJobs.org. Leslie, thank you so much for coming today, sharing your story of empowering youth and economic development within our region. So
Thank you
so
for this
much.
opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And thank you all for being with us today. We are Voices of Impact, and we will see you again soon.
Are you a nonprofit leader awake at night worrying about your organization's future? You're not alone. Did you know a staggering 30% of nonprofits don't survive past 10 years? Often it's a simple reality. No money, no mission.
There is hope. At KBL Impact Partners, we understand the value of every dollar and every donor. Did you know 58% of donors are willing to give more if they know the impact of their donation?
That's why we've created Frame Up for Funding, our exclusive 12-week program designed to empower nonprofit leaders just like you. Learn how you can effectively communicate with donors and funders, demonstrating the lasting impact of their investments.
Visit kblimpactpartners.com today and schedule your complimentary consultation. Together, let's make your mission possible.
Thank you for joining us on today's enlightening episode of Voices of Impact. Remember, each one of you has the power to make a difference in this world.
With the KBL Impact Partners team of over 75 years of experience in the nonprofit and corporate sectors, we are with you on this journey. We stand ready as more than advisors. We are partners and mentors committed to your vision for a better tomorrow. It's about creating solutions that resonate with your unique mission, with a dedication to personalized attention that brings out the very best in your organization.
And if you're ready to take your organization to the next level, visit kblimpactpartners.com and schedule your complimentary consultation. Ignite your impact, amplify your vision, and elevate your mission to lead the social movement.
This is Voices of Impact with KBL Impact Partners, where your mission fuels our dedication to social impact. Until next time, let's continue to be the inspiring voice of change in our communities and beyond.